what's going on, everyone? It was an absolutely insane day of trading today. We started off the day red on our initial put move, and we ended up taking another put move, which ended up mega green. I want to go over the trade specifics, where I was getting in, where I got out, and why, where I took my second trade, and why I held so long, leading into ultimately victory. Go over the mindset, the psychology, everything. Um, but I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. All right, I'm just going to do it from first person today. All right, so our initial trade was right in here. What I was looking for and what I saw pre-market, we were holding around this 417.10. Okay. Now, once the market opened, we kind of went a little green and then it dropped. I waited until it dropped below that 417.10 and I took my put, leading in past, looking for the momentum to go past 417, which it did, but it just wicked there and went right back up. So we were in profit actually to start the morning. We started off in profit. Those puts right here, they went up from 298 to 331 for 10%. I didn't cover profit at that point. And I had a stop. And if you watch my Instagram, if you guys are subscribed to my Instagram, Stock Market Wolf, you'll see that in the video I say I had a stop here at 417.40. And that is where the 9 EMA was at that time. Once we got the break, I waited just a little bit longer. Once it got the break of 20, I was out the trade. So I got stopped out on the first trade. Even though it went plus 10% for those in the monies and the out of the monies that we were in at that time, those right here, they went from 40 cents up to about 53 cents for 24%. So I was up. We were up. There were some people that were up $3,000 within that first little move. And then we all got stopped out on that first trade. Second trade, a lot of people will tend to think, hey, I need to go calls, right? It went puts, it's going to go calls, it's going to break. But I had everybody take a step back. I told everyone, take a step back and look at the level. And we had a strong level at 418. And to be a little bit more pedantic, like around 418.10, okay? So I waited, and we had so many wicks that tested it. And then we get this candle right here starting to drop. And at this time, for confluences, we also had some of the stocks, the individual stocks, starting to drop. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get into my puts. And I waited again till it broke the level. And then once it broke the level, I was like, okay, I'm in. I got in. And at this point, I waited till the test of this low. So it was like 417. Good night, champ. It was like 417.20. It reverses on me immediately. I'm negative again. But what I'm noticing is that we're starting to stay range bound, right? We're starting to stay between 417, 418. So I say, you know what? If it breaks 418 at this point, I'm going to get out of my trade. Okay? And it doesn't. It hits it. It gets really close. At this point, I was getting really close to sell. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stay. I'm going to wait. And then it came down. And at this point, I was back to break even. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. I end up waiting for north of 3 hours. Just about. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 1 hour. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 2 hours. 5, 10. It was about 2 hours and 10 minutes is when things started to really open up. And even then, it really wasn't until this candle when we finally got the breakdown. But from this candle here all the way to here, we held our position. Why? We stayed within this range, respected the levels, okay? I didn't want to just jump into calls. Now, I was thinking calls if it broke 418.10, which it never did. And by breaking 418.10, I needed a close of the candle above that level. We kind of just stayed sideways that whole morning. So that's why I waited. Now, hindsight 2020, right? I would have said, hey, after this first candle, let's just wait, come back at towards the later end of the day. Obviously, it's kind of in this zone. Let's wait for a clean breakout. Let's wait for a clean breakout of 417 to get in, and let's wait for a breakout of 418. And believe it or not, that was actually my pre-market prep this morning. It looked too good this morning to not get in. And then on the second move down, there was such volume coming into it where I was like, dude, I got to get in. But that's the breakdown. Now, what leads to the psychology to stay so patient? And this move, by the way, just to cover the percentage, we lost about from here, right? I said I got out here, and then this is where I got out. So this is where I was in, about $3. And then when I got out, it was about 262. So I lost about 13% or so. That was for the in the money. And then the out of the monies, I lost a little bit north. It was like 40 something percent. Yeah, about 33% for those out of the monies. Okay. So altogether, a combination of about 40%. Now, on the second trade, from where we got in to where it ended up positive, just to kind of show, I mean, I don't even need to show you. Just look at this thing. We get in on this candle. Okay, so it goes from about 250. And when it broke down all the way here, we were looking at around 425. Huge return. Same thing. Those out of the monies was about 25 cents, and by the time it creeped up, it was north of 50%, over 100% return. Patience is super crucial in all of this, but also what is crucial and what led to the success of the second trade was taking the step back. A lot of us tend to zoom in like this and look at the candle, but we got to take a step back and look at the overall picture. Now, disclosure, on this first trade that I took, I only went half size in. The reason I went half size is because there was news that was coming out later in the day. So for me, for half size, I tend to trade with between 35 to 50,000 as considered a full size trade. Under 35,000 is like a half size trade, usually somewhere between 15 to 25K. On this case, I put in about 25K. I lost $11,000. Okay. Second trade, I went in full size because the news was already done. So I went in full size. So I went in roughly about 35K. Okay. I went at the lower edge, the lower range of my full size, 35K. By the time I end up profit, it was like 67%, which ended up being $22,000 profit. I lost 11, made 22. I walked out on the day, $11,000 in profit. On that second trade, again, what enabled me to stay in was patience. Understanding, look at this level, all the way across 418. You can see it. I don't even have to draw the line in. You can see it all the way across. And that's what it was. So I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. It's quiet as hell here in the house. But let me do a little camera flip. I want to thank you guys so much for the support and all the positive feedback. You know, some of you on YouTube, I'm a new face. You guys maybe barely see me. I've been running a business since 2017. I've been trading since 2009. We have over 9,500 students in the program from all over the world. And I primarily do stuff on Instagram, but I'm trying to give out more content and more things for free. So it's value for you guys, right? For people that know me, you guys know I'm super transparent. I will tell it like it is. And the one thing that I can tell you from a lesson standpoint now, right? No more just trading, from a lesson standpoint. Being able to be disciplined and trusting your process is key. But before you could get to that point, you have to put in days and hours of work. It just doesn't happen overnight, right? I've been doing this since 2009. That's 14 years of grind, right? If for you guys that are on YouTube and you guys that are watching content, to think that you could watch it and then go do it the next day, you're kidding yourself. You're just seeing the result. You didn't see the work that was put into it, right? So if you guys really want to be traders, you guys really want to be about it, you guys really want to succeed in this, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And if you guys have nobody in your corner helping you or wanting to help you, man, I'm trying to do my best to do that for you, right? So understand, and I'm speaking a little bit deeper here. You know, I didn't have somebody in my corner, right? That encouraged me to trade, that encouraged me to learn about money, that encouraged me to follow a passion and dream like this. If you don't have anybody, man, understand there's always somebody. You could always reach out to me for anything. and I just want to be a light for you. I don't want any negativity. I don't care about negative stuff. I don't want any negative stuff in my life. And it's all about positivity, man. We have one life, and how you live that life is how you decide to live it. But understand you only get one. So I'm trying to make the best of mine by doing whatever I can to help others. And that's why I'm doing free stuff. There is paid stuff. It took time for me to make all that content and do stuff, and that's time away from my family, right? So there is a cost for the paid stuff, but I'm trying to do a lot of stuff like this for free. So even if you don't join the paid, you get value, right? So anyway, keep working hard, keep putting in the time, stay disciplined, stay humble, and I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for the love and support. Have a good night.